Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, October 29th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at NOK. Big mover today, and now we have a good quality pattern here headed into Wednesday, so let's get this pattern here drawn. So actually, let's make this, oops, there we go. So this key part of the pattern is the resistance portion right there, and then at the bottom part, we have this area of support right there. Let me change that to green to represent support, and then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it all one color. So we have our area of resistance, we have our area of support, we have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers out there, let me put the golf one on here, make it a little bit more visual. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, let me be very clear. Just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean that for sure guaranteed if the price comes up here and breaks through there, that that's going to create upside buying pressure. My point here, is it valid? Is it a reasonable question to throw out there of a possibility that if it does break to the upside, will that generate extra buying pressure? And I think that is a more than valid outcome. So at the end of the day, if you are a lover of bull pennant patterns and you like this price range down below $10, then definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, XHLD. An interesting scenario, but somewhat tricky, meaning if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought up here or you bought the dip right there and your plan was to buy and sell within a few minutes, well, yeah, from that angle, the chart looks really, really bad because there has been, without doubt, a very, very big pullback from those areas. But if you're somebody that is not yet in it, well, now we have an interesting scenario because the price has at least finally started to go sideways right here at that level of 47. Now, let me be very clear. Just because the price has started to go sideways doesn't mean for sure guaranteed this is going to go back upwards. It's at least plausible. Case in point, let's say the price was still just dropping, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, well, based on what? The price is literally just dropping straight down. But that's not the case here. It has at least started to go sideways. So again, does that mean it's a guaranteed bottom and it's going to curl up? No, but it does become way more plausible in this situation. So moving forward, 47 cents going to be important from that angle. If there is any sort of upwards movement, I think a key area of resistance that will need to be broken is that resistance line right there. But if you like these scenarios where things are looking pretty rough, but then all of a sudden you start to get some signs that maybe the selling pressure is over and maybe the thing's getting ready to curl back upwards and you like penny stocks, keep an eye on it. Next one here, FRGT. I'm going to go through this one a little bit quicker because it's literally what I just talked about. If you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there, then from that angle, yeah, things are looking bad because there was the bigger pullback here. But now we have this situation where it's going sideways. So sideways, as I mentioned, doesn't guarantee it's done, but it just becomes way more plausible. So right there, $1.50, I would say, is the key area of support moving forward. And then in terms of areas of resistance, keep an eye on that trend line right there. And if the price breaks through there, then that definitely could generate some more upside buying pressure. I'd say the biggest difference here is just this one is not a penny stock. So if you prefer to stay out of penny stocks, but you do like these general scenarios, then here you have a possibility here with FRGT. Next one, GPUS. Very, very nice follow through from yesterday. This action started late day, had the movement upwards, and then you just got that much more movement upwards. And to illustrate this, let me just kind of put that in play right there. Nah, never mind. That kind of backfired. Not as good as what I thought it would be. But we have, once again, another one of these patterns here that you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching. So we have a pretty straightforward area of resistance right up here across the top here. You can see the price got rejected there. And then once again this afternoon, tried to spike. And then the general area once again got rejected. So that's certainly going to be the main battleground that you got to think a lot of people will be watching. And then at the same time, you do have this general area of support right around that level right there. And I did not need to bring that. There we go. Make that green for support. And then just to make sure everybody can see the pattern, let's keep it the same color. So we have our area of resistance, area of support, nice upwards move there. Golf hole down here. And once again, we have another bull pennant pattern. So as I mentioned earlier, again, I'm not going to go through it all because I want to respect your time and not beat the dead horse and be a broken record. But yes, just because it's bullish doesn't mean it's going to go up. But if you do like bull pennants and you like penny stocks, then here you go. Next one, BYND, and depending on your strategy would depend on how today went. And I say this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you have, I've been talking about that red line there quite a bit, and you can see that it actually did finally break through it right there and actually got a nice little move upwards. So if you're some sort of day trader scalper, well then from that angle, very nice job. You got a very nice gain, and you're probably smiling today. Now, if you're somebody that cares about the bigger picture, you wanted bigger moves, very, very disappointing because after the breakout, it rolled right back over. Now, with the roll back over, not totally, the end of the line, and once again, this will mean more sense to those of you that watched previous videos, but if you did, I've been talking about that pink line there, that 200 period moving average, which is definitely a key overall level. And yes, even though the breakout did fail and did fall right backwards, at least it's still staying right around that pink line there. Right now, valued at, we'll call it $1.89. So it's hanging, it's being strong. It's just a question of, will this eventually produce some sort of bounce that's got more genuine power behind it? But like I said, that is ultimately boiling down to your strategy. Day trader scalpers, beautiful move right there. But if you're caring about the bigger picture on the bright side, the 200 period moving average is still holding strong. But yeah, on the disappointing front, that breakout failed pretty miserably. Real quick, want to take a break and help you with something that is a very common problem and maybe pertains to you. And that is people wanting to be day traders, and I'm defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day, but they can't because of the pattern day trading rule. So if that describes you, please understand there is a strategy, there is a way to go about trading where you can get involved with very small amounts of money and you can make as many day trades as you want every single day. Now, this may sound too good to be true. I totally understand, which is why I'm inviting you. Come see it with your very own eyes. I put my money where my mouth is. This is exactly what I'm doing, and you can see it unfold and play out right before your very eyes by checking out the live stream. So I start every day at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I go for a few hours. So like I said, I understand if you're skeptical, but come check it out and ask any questions that you may have. But please just realize you don't have to allow yourself to be trapped under that pattern day trader rule. Next one, BBAI, and overall this trend line is holding strong. It tried to get up through there a couple times earlier today. We're right there, and I guess kind of, sort of right there. But ultimately, the price did roll back over. Now, is the entire chart destroyed? I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, had it stayed above that purple line, that 50-period moving average, that would have certainly made it look a little bit more, attractive. But like I said, the chart is by no means destroyed. But one level here that I will say, I'm not going to, again, call it a do or die level, but definitely very, very important would be this general area right here at $6.60. And the reason for that is if the price were to come down here and then break down below it, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back to where this whole move started. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and all of a sudden go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of true, genuine strength. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why, in my mind, this $6.60 mark, very, very important moving forward. Next one, VSEE, and I probably should have put this at the different location in the list because it goes right along the lines of what I've already talked about. Big move up, day traders, flippers, scalpers that were buying up here, not so good because now there's been a huge downwards move. But with all that movement, you can see here the price has at least started to go sideways. As I've mentioned, does that mean for sure, guaranteed, without question, there is a big bounce coming? Absolutely not. But is it at least a valid question to throw out there as a possibility? Absolutely. So again, to respect your time, you've already heard me talk about that, so you understand the idea. So if you like these scenarios where you get the big move and then you get a pretty nasty pullback, but then all of a sudden the price starts to show some signs of potential strength via going sideways, then certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, ASST, and overall the chart, not doing terrible, but that keyword there being overall. If you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought there yesterday, then yeah, today's gap down was not preferable at all. And then let me extend this line out because this level is actually still very, very accurate moving forward. This area of resistance, not totally accurate, but even after it bounced down, it bounced. And then you can see right there, it did never hit it exactly, but got very close before kind of rolling back over. So that's just my long way of saying is if this current nice upwards move, so very nice final 30 minutes of the day here. But if this continues, that'll be the next big battleground right there. Can the price break up above that area of resistance? And then on the flip side of things, in regards to areas of support, maybe you already noticed where I'm going to talk about, but check this out. The pink line here, that 200 period moving average, absolutely beautiful. What a bounce right off that. There is at least some people in the world that notice that and are like, all right, I'm going to try to buy right there. Nice. They got a very, very, very impressive fill, and they're probably smiling after today. But point here being moving forward, if there are any more pullbacks, then yeah, you definitely want to see the price stay above that pink line. So far, so good in that regard. But yes, as of now, the price is recovering back upwards. So can it get up there? Can it break through it? Grab your popcorn for Wednesday. Next one here, SOFI. Very, very impressive day and pretty crazy day when you stop and think about it. Big gap up all the way down here and just a beautiful, beautiful bounce off of that 50-period moving average. And then a very nice recovery back upwards essentially the rest of the day. So now in the very near term, we have another one of these bull pennant patterns. So like I said, I'm going to go through this quickly here. You've already heard me talk about it. I'd say the biggest difference here is some of these that I pointed out were more so kind of overall day standpoints, but not really here. This is more so just a very near term one that's mapping out this more recent action right here. So like I said, other ones have been the entire day. If you've watched these videos before, sometimes a bull pennant could be over the course of multiple days. Here, this is just a bull pennant that's essentially formed in the late afternoon. So there's always different segments and contexts that these patterns can take place in. But as I've mentioned, nothing changes in regards to just because this is bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed that's going to occur. But it's certainly a more than valid question to throw out there as a possibility. Next one, TSLL. Big dynamic today was the price was not only able to break up above that red line, but more importantly, be able to stay up above it. So the first update is just based on a foundation rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. And the price did a fantastic job of that. You can see after it broke above it, right there, try to push down through, bounce right off it. Never hit it any time this afternoon, but broadly speaking, several times the price got right around this 2180 mark. So that's going to be the ideal level of support, meaning for Ask Clay, what would make this chart look the strongest moving forward? Certainly if it can stay above 2180. Now, if it falls below there, does that mean that this is destroyed? It doesn't. But from the overarching standpoint, that's where you'd want to pay more attention to, that overall trend line right there. But yes, preferably in terms of what would make it look the strongest and healthiest, staying above 2180. In regards to levels of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Just ask a very basic question. Where did the party finally stop today? And the party finally did stop right up there at 2265. So that'll be the main battleground moving forward. But all in all, anyway, look at it. Great movement here. And now it's just a question of can the price continue to build these higher highs and higher lows? We'll see how it goes, but definitely a good day. So that wraps up the top 10 list. And again, if you are suffering under the pattern day trend rule, maybe you're just sick and tired of what you're trading and you want more movement, you want more volatility. And I understand it seems like, what are you talking about? Penny stocks, small caps, low floats, they have the most volatility. They have the biggest movement. They actually do not. That's where you got to check out what I've been doing. But I understand if all this sounds a little too, I get it. Fair. Come check it out with the live stream. Watch it with your very own eyes and ask me any sort of questions that you may have. I'd love to see you on the live stream. So take care, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. And like I said, hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.